shows how obviously superior the new Supersonic is. And there's a lot of things that this Sonic does better than the previous one, such as the shoes. Now, the shoes on this Sonic actually don't decay over time. If you own any of the Jack-specific plushies, you probably noticed that their shoes are crumbling and kind of fading. But that isn't an issue on this Sonic. They actually fixed that along with his buckle. The other thing is obviously the face is just better. He actually has full spikes, which something I'm going to save for later when we get to, you know, Silver and other characters. His full set of spikes. Why don't they continue to do this for more characters? Because I think Supersonic is one of their best plushies. Now, anyway, comparing this dude to some actual good Sonic plushies that Jack's made. Now, there's the DC Sonic, and this is what I mean by you can see how the styles are drastically different, but you can see that the main style, even for its chibi proportions, are, in a way, kind of superior a little bit. Now, there are some things I do think the DC Sonic does better, but let's be real, the Supersonic has more effort put into him than this guy. Like, I do like this Sonic, but his whole body is just completely printed. And then comparing him to still one of my favorite Jack's plushies to date is the movie Sonic. And I do think Supersonic would have looked better if he was like this guy to an extent, but I do like that we have this, because I'm going to be realistic here. My only problem with Supersonic, or like the Jack's plushies, is the legs. Like, I feel like if these characters just had slightly longer legs, they would literally just look like modern Sonic. You know, one of, in my opinion, I think this is the best plushie from Jack specific when it comes to their modern Sonic set by far. I think it's personally my favorite. I think it's better than a lot of their other characters. There are some things with Silver I do think is weird to bring up. The first thing is the obvious. He's a flathead. I don't know why Silver is a flathead. I know some flat for Silver. It's not as bad as, I want to say, Sonic or Shadow. I still think, you know, Silver does have all of his spikes, but he's still steam. And I do think they did a good job with what they had to work with for Silver. Now, I'm not going to praise this plush too well because we did have the DC plush prior, so this wasn't their first time making Silver. So yeah, so that Silver has the exact same expression as his DC counterpart, which I think is really funny that we've had four Silvers with this exact same expression. Rotary detail I think looks pretty good. Now, the only thing I would complain about is I do think they kind of messed up with the eye there. You can see it's kind of going past his eyebrow. That isn't an issue on Supersonic, it's just a Silver exclusive issue. I think his arms are way too short for no real reason. I don't know why his arms are so short. It's like half of his arm is even on here. Like I said, I think Silver just needed slightly longer arms. This guy would have been a little bit better, but he does have pretty short arms. Is the chest fur on Silver, which is fluffy. It's super fluffy, and I do like that. It does go all the way around. He has his spines, he has his little tail. His shoes and gloves and stuff are just printed, so there's not really much to be said there. And for those who are thinking of picking them up, Sonic plushies are kind of in this scale, you know, like Sene, like I said, like the Sene ones, some of the Great Eastern ones. If you want a cheap Silver, this is the guy to go for, okay? This is the dude to go for if you want a cheap Silver, because he does scale pretty well with Sene. Finally have for the plushies, the last character we had that was actually new before we got Supersonic and Silver was fucking Tails. And do you know how long ago Tails released, man?